welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley Morris, the owner and lead tutor at amtutors.com. And in this video, we're going to talk about slope. Now, slope is the steepness of our line, and we represent it with rise over run. That's how we find it. And the letter we use for that is M. I know it doesn't make any sense, slope M, but that's just what it is. So let's start counting. On your paper, I really hope you're using graph paper for this. My screen doesn't really have graph paper on it, so I had to draw some. We have to be extra careful and make sure that we're finding these perfect points at the perfect crosshairs. So all my points are at these perfect little crosshairs. Down here, you can see my line. It looks like it goes through 0, 0. There's not a dot there. I'm not using it, okay? We're going to look for where the line goes through those perfect little crosshairs. Sometimes they actually put dots there for us like I did. All right, so let's count. We're going to be very careful. Count the rise. How far up do I go? 1, 2, 3, 4. I went up 4. Up is positive. Up 4. Positive. That was my rise. Now let's run. How far over do we have to go? So I'm going to be really, really careful. Make sure I start exactly where I'm supposed to. 1, 2. And I went over 2. To the right. Right is positive. Up is positive. So these are both positive. We always reduce. It's okay if it's a mixed number, but always reduced. Reduce your fractions. And then we notice that it goes uphill like that. That means we have positive slope. So if we look at number 2, it goes downhill. We know that's going to have a negative slope. So let's be really careful with number 2. And I'm going to pick any 2 dots. There is a dot right here. I don't think you can see it whenever I went over it. There's a dot here, there's a dot here, and there's a dot here. You can use any of those 2 points. It does not matter. So let's count. We're going to be really careful. I'm going to use this one down here and this one down here. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went up 6. Up is positive. I'm going to do this one up here. 6 over. Now I'm going to go left. Left is going to be a negative. So I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to count over 1, 2. I went over 2. When I reduce this, this gives me a negative 3. It's okay if it's a fraction, just reduce it. And this goes downhill, so we know it's going to have negative slope. Now, numbers 3 and 4, you can absolutely count for these. For number 3, you're going to count rise. You can get whatever you want. Like, let's go here and here. So I went up 1, but then I went over 0. You cannot do that. You cannot divide by 0. I call this no, we can't do it. So this would be no slope. I don't like that phrase though, so we'd call this undefined. Some teachers use no slope, but undefined is the better math word for it. And I remember this by telling myself vernox, vertical line, no slope or undefined. And then if I write the equation, it's always going to be x equals a number. So vernox. That's how I remember vertical line. Now, horizontal line has a similar but very, very important difference, okay? Very, very important difference. If I go from here to here, I went over 1. That goes on the bottom. Run goes on the bottom. But I didn't go up or down any. Always do up or down first so you don't make that mistake. Up or down and then over. Notice the zero's on the top. That's okay. The slope for that one's just 0. And I remember that with Hoy. Horizontal line, 0 slope. And then if I were to write the equation, and you can see on my board, it's going to be y equals a number. I ran out of space at the bottom of my board. But Hoy, horizontal line, 0 slope, y equals a number. So this right here tricks people up all the time. Vertical line is vernox. Vertical line, no slope, x equals a number. Better name for no slope is undefined. Horizontal line is Hoy, horizontal line, 0 slope, y equals a number. I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions, please make sure you reach out to us at amtutors.com. We would love to get you set up with our certified math teachers. Also, like and subscribe so you always get the latest and greatest math content. Have a great day.